start with a base garland. This can be really nice garland if you like it to hang and see a little green, or it can be really, really cheap garland if you like a lot of ornament and decor where it's not really gonna be seen. Next, you'll add a piece of garland. I usually like to do a crystal. You can do any kind of a fancier piece of garland on top of the green. You'll zip tie all of these together. Just taking a little bit of that top garland and zip tying them all together. And just trim the ends of your zip ties. And you'll hide all this. I use the zip ties to secure them to the railing as well once I'm ready to put it up. They make really long zip ties. However, if you can't find them or you need one longer, you can just take 2 zip ties, put them together to make one long one. Next, you just kind of layer in your lights. You can secure them in with some of that garland. I don't like to make them I don't like to get them too far in there because then if they burn out, you have to dig them all back out. Once you have your green and your top layer and your lights on, you'll need some of this and some of these. Once you have your top garland and your bottom and your lights started, you can start putting some bulbs and ribbon on. Figure out the colors of ribbon I'm gonna use. Oftentimes I start with big ribbon because I like the coverage that I get from it. And I like that I can manipulate the wired ribbon. And I usually just use the branches, the weight of the top garland, squish that together like that. Find a little branch I can use. And then making sure I have enough room, I'm gonna be able to really make it poofy. And then the bottom, I just bend it and form it the way that I want it. And that's gonna give me that really poofy look. Just take the bigger bulbs and kind of put them kind of hanging from left to right, staggering them around. And I'm just taking the end and cramming it in there, ribbon. And again, I'm gonna poof it out. I'm gonna fold it like this. And then that'll allow me to make that little loop or that little poofiness. Sometimes you have to fold them at an angle if you wanna turn it. So since I have that big ribbon, I wanna turn it a little. And then you just keep working your way down or up, whichever way you decide to go. These you can get at the craft store. I can link some on Amazon too. I love them because you can take this wire, you just cut it with a little cutter. This really allows you to take a bulb and manipulate it to have it exactly where you want it. I usually don't like to see these ends, so oftentimes I put them straight down so that you can't see the end and tie them off and take the wire and go all the way down into the garland. So once you get it in there, then you can kind of pull it tight, put it wherever you want it, and then just wrap it around the bulb to tie it off. The other thing is that the reason I like that is because then when you are looking at this angle, you're not looking just straight through to nothing land. You have to have something everywhere, right? Take your pick and just tie it in there. And then you're able to maneuver all of these things. The wired ones are so great because you can take these and just move them all around as you're going. You can kind of lay your ribbon out to give you an idea of where you want the colors as you go down and as you start working down. Again, just cram the bottom in. That's it. Which I'm gonna cover the stem with that. Then again, use a branch. And then you can pull that and loop it. keep kind of pushing it back to where you want it. Other picks I'm using, I'm gonna just kind of like push them in there wherever you want it to go. And then these are great because they can, these heavy wire ones really help you manipulate stuff to where you want it. I'll cluster just wiring the bulbs together. Again, just put a long wire on them and then you're able to just kind of pull it in. Especially if you wrap it around, you can use it to really kind of pull it where you want it and leverage it in there, because I do not like the ends to show, but that helps. So then you kind of get it, position it how you want it, wrap that wire around. We'll keep adding as you go where you want your color. These things are awesome because they just hide so many flaws. In these little areas that I need to fill in, I'll put some ribbon in there. Take a Christmas hook and just unhook it and slide some balls on there, some little ones. And then I will twist them together like that. Take another hook and put it right through wherever you want to hook it. That process is just continued and continued and continued all the way up and throughout your garland.